Our Wednesday topic is increase. So when you impress something, you actually leave a mark. So like you can impress a shell into the sand and you leave a mark. And we can do that with what we say, with the actions that we take, and just with your own thoughts. You can impress something, whether it be a thought, whether it be a picture, whether it be increase. Now, tell me how different your life would be if throughout your childhood you were praised every single day. You were told how amazing you were. You were told that you could create anything that you wanted and that the world is your oyster, and it didn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if you did good things or bad things. You were told that you were amazing and that all of this was here just to help you. Would you have a different outlook on life right now? I know I would. I wouldn't maybe beat myself up as much, because that's one of my things is I go straight to the worst case scenario and build a picture out of there, and that way I'm never disappointed. However, it doesn't help. It gets me into a big state of crazy Polly, and those around me just want to run from me. And you might have the same thing going on. If you're here, say hi. And I just want you to think about what would you have different in your life if you were given the impression that you were worthwhile, that anything that you did was worthy of praise. Because nothing is good or bad. Hey, Hayley. Nothing is good or bad. It is just our thoughts about it that make it good or bad. Rain on a cold day might be great for farmers. Us people that live in the territory, it ain't fun. It's not something that we want. It's not good for us. So everything is your perception. Everything is what you perceive it to be. So everything comes in neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's what you think about it that makes it good or bad. If you could change your outlook every day to find something good about every single moment, you'd have a whole different life. Would you agree? There'd be a lot more moments that you weren't maybe focused on things that you didn't want to happen. How would you feel about you if you knew that every single moment that you're alive, you are doing some amazing things? Now, a lot of the times we need to give ourselves the impression of increase. We need to impress upon ourselves how truly amazing we are before we can give it to anybody else. Because out here is a mirror image of what you've got going on in here. So if you beat up on people, and we normally do with our closest to us, so our family, our children, our loved ones, our close friends, are the ones that we lash out on because we believe that they're always going to be there for us. And it's comfortable. It's probably what you got taught to do when you were younger. You saw your parents lashing out at each other, and then they lashed out at the kids, and whenever you're having a bad day or somebody was having a bad day, you could just see the turmoil in the house. What if, from today, you spoke to yourself with more care? You told yourself how amazing you were. You figured out what it is that you needed to hear as a child, because there's an inner child within you that maybe didn't get all the love that he or she wanted. And now that we're adults or older, we bury. We lash out because that's what we're taught. So, well, hello, Vicky. So I'd like you to think about this. Every single day for the next week, or even just for the end of this week, you find something good about you, and you tell yourself how good it is for you. And stop and see the way that you start to speak to other people. Because the way you speak to others is normally a reflection of how you speak to yourself. I have a habit of beating up on myself. My husband used to call me Dobby. Sometimes he still does, because there's some moments when things happen, and before you know it, you're back into the habit, and you're like, I just did it again. It's okay. Hey, Sarah. But if you can start to change your pattern and start to feel good about you, and know that every moment that is coming into your life is here to help you, and you can change your perception about anything, would you feel better about life? How would you feel about every moment if you knew that it was leading you to a better place? You'd be grateful, yeah? And when you're grateful for things and you're appreciative and you say thank you, whether out loud or just internally, it's a better feeling. Nothing in this world ever happens to you. It happens for you. Sometimes we need to look a bit harder for what the gift is. It's always there though. Always. The more that you can start to see the gift, the more that then you will be able to impress that gift on other people and start to help them see their gift and what is happening for them, because you can't see for somebody else what you can't see for yourself. A lot of the times you can see in others easily what they're getting caught up in, and maybe you can say, maybe you're just making shit up in your head, because that's where I go a lot of the time. And the one thing is, just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I'm perfect. It just means that I'm acquiring more and more tools to help other people get through some crappy situations. And I'm acquiring more and more tools myself, because I'm always studying to be better. And that's the impression of increase that I can leave on others, is to help them see a situation better, then help myself as well. Now, another way that you can leave the impression of increase with anybody is finding the good in them. There's one thing. The other part too is to be able to spread your energy out there. You leave your energy everywhere you go. It's like you just walking with this energy field around you, and it touches everything that you come in contact with. When that energy is really good, you touch so many people. There is a huge ripple effect around you that you are helping people, maybe not all the time, some of the time, but you can empower so many more people, and you will empower them by feeling good yourself. So find a way that helps you, because whenever, and you know, the thing I always say to people when I coach and help some of the people in the Australian part of the company, I tell them that I just lost that whole train of thought. When we're coaching the Aussies and they're like, I just don't feel good, I say to them, go and help somebody, because when you help somebody, you are getting into such great energy, and that energy then is contagious, and they feel good and they walk around. And if you can start to see how you can help people every day, then you're in a much better place. Now, a good way to be able to help people is through donations, through sponsorship. Like, we sponsor a whole lot of people and stuff in town, and knowing that money is energy, and that you can give energy out in a form of money in a really good, loving way, it has to come back to you, because whatever you expend out is going to come back. I was reading something the other day where a company gave this charity $50,000, but it was guilt money. And she says, I don't want the money. She ended up sending the check back, because she said, I can feel the guilt in this check, and it's not going to help my business, so you can have the money back. And it really taught the man a lesson that just because it's money, it can be given in an energy that is not going to help some people. Like, I've had people just big noting themselves before, like, oh, I'll just buy you dinner. I'm like, yeah, no, you know what? I'm happy to buy my own dinner. Because it just didn't feel the right energy, and then I would have to work through so much to be able to live with myself through that. I've had other people give me money that comes from illegal things, and I just give it back to them too, because that money just doesn't. It's got bad juju with it, so I don't want it. So just think about that. Like, what are you doing with the money? So one of the other things that I asked this question the other day was, when a bill comes in, how do you look at that bill? And you can be neutral, you can be pissed off, or you can have gratitude. One of the best ways to be able to receive more money is to have gratitude for the money that you're spending out. Like, give it out with gratitude. So it's willingly give, like give it out willingly, and have gratitude for everything that comes back from that money. So you have gratitude for the shopping, for being able to buy your colour in your hair, to get your hair dyed, to buy your glasses, to get your kids shoes. Have gratitude for whatever it is that you're buying. I actually gave this to one of my team the other day, and just get out all your bank statements, all your credit cards, and just realize what everything is on there, and have gratitude for every single thing, and then start to expect some good energy back. It may not always come in the form of money, but it'll come in opportunities, it'll come in maybe value, because one thing that we don't look at is the things that come in, the value that is on that. It may only be $1, or it could be $50, or it could be $100, but if it's not cash in our bank, we don't sort of look at it. So have a look at value as well. Now, there's also we have a promotion going on at the moment for a program that I'm creating, or have created, and it's called I'm a Money Magnet. Now, you can magnetize yourself to money, because it is just an energy. Everything is an energy. And you can also magnetize yourself to the lack of money, to poverty. Now, one state is just a thought process, just like the other one. It is an energy, a thinking, a feeling, and an acting. I have developed a way to help you, and it's 3 steps. It's over 30 days to create habits for you that will start to allow money to come in freer, for you to have different relationships in your home about money. Because I grew up in a home where whenever money was mentioned, there was an argument. Whenever a bill came in, there was some sort of blame game that the money would be there if you hadn't done this, or something was going on like that. So I was always petrified of whenever money was raised. So any time later on in life when people started talking about money, I would have to leave the room or sit there in embarrassment, because I didn't understand how people could talk about money, because doesn't this stuff create arguments? Like, I had a belief that money created arguments. I also had a belief that money is scarce, and that it's hard work, and that only the rich get richer. Now, the reason why I believe some of these things, like especially that the money, like the rich get richer, and it's because they're free with their money. They don't sit there and think negative thoughts about it. They actually enjoy life with it, and don't entertain a life without it. Can you do that? Or what are your thoughts when you think about money? Now, you will always know what your real thoughts are about money when something happens that you've got to pay out money you weren't prepared for. That's where your real thoughts are. That's where your real beliefs are. So just think back to a time and go, okay, yeah, all right, I get that. How easy is it for you to think about money and feel joy at the same time? Do you have a good relationship with your partner about money? Now, this program will give you all of that and more, and the relationship that you're going to have with your partner or your kids, like whoever you do this with, is going to be a different relationship than you've ever had. And what I want for the people that say yes and say, I'm ready to learn a different relationship with money, is that their worth increases. Because when your worth increases, so does your worth. Like the money that comes in. When you increase your worth internally, the outside, the physical changes too. But it all has to start from within. What are your beliefs about money? Do you really know what they are? You find these out in the hard times. You find these out when you go to spend money that is maybe regarded as to you as frivolous, or when one of your kids asks for money and you say, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, what do you think I am, a bloody bank? Like, maybe have that sort of thing going on in your family. That was a big one for mine, because kids don't have the hang-ups that we have with money, but we put them on there. So there's a lot of changes that people have to make to have a different thinking and way with money. Because if you just boil it down to its most simple place, it's energy, and we trade energy. Now, we created money because somebody, maybe not millions, but years ago, they didn't want the fox fur that you had. They wanted something else, so then you had to go and sell the fox fur to somebody else down there to get what they wanted, to take over here to get what you wanted. So we created money so that you didn't have to do that whole step, and now we're ruled by it. We created it back then to make life easier, and now it rules our thoughts, it rules how we have relationships. Sometimes it creates divorces. Sometimes it creates family breakdowns. Like, you think about when a family member dies and then there's a will, like a lot of the time there's arguments. So a lot of the time people are coming from lack. If you could come from a place of abundance and know that it is just energy, and the more that you expend beautiful energy around money, the more beautiful money will come to you. It is all up to you. So if you're thinking about it, jump in now, because there's only a limited time that this is open, and because it is only a limited time, there's only a limited spots, you want to get in first, because I've only ordered so many workbooks, and well, not workbooks, it's actually fun books. This is so good. There's only a limited amount, so you got to get in there too. When you can impress a different thought about money and an increased impression on your mind, your whole world will change. Now, Claude did a really, really great live last night about the way you treat people and finding a way to impress upon others how amazing that they are. Finding something in them that is so good. Claudia and I just yesterday, we were so thankful and so grateful for each other for being so honest. So there's an impression of increase for both of us, because in honesty we grow, and we're here in the growth game, yeah? If you're not growing, you're going backwards, because there's no standing still in this fast-paced life. Your life is what you think about, and the pictures that you create. Your imagination creates so much before it's even physical. Watch where you go when you think about anything. What sort of stories are you making up about whatever the circumstances are? Are they real? Or is it just you going to a place that is not going to help you and doesn't feel good? Because if it doesn't feel good, get the bloody hell out. Find a way to feel better. Play some music, go for a dance, and give the impression of increase. Say something nice to somebody that you actually mean, and that beautiful energy has to go to and through you first. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a great hump day. Let us know where your set point is, first of all with money, and give us, come up with an example. How can you give the impression of increase today to somebody, anybody? Like, I just love Dolly Parton. If you see somebody without a smile, give them yours. Don't make it flattery. Don't make up stuff just to try and do the exercise. Make it real. All right. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. Look out for the posts about I am a money magnet and start magnetizing yourself to what you truly want and get in some really, really beautiful energy. All right? Okay? Thanks so much. See you later.